And we're live. Everyone say hello.
Oh.
Howdy, everyone. Welcome to the Curse of Strahd. Apologies for starting late, but happy Pride. Who gives a shit? We started late, and that's fine, because celebrations need to be had about Pride, and you should be proud of yourselves. So, let us recap with what we did in the last session. But before we do that, let me reintroduce myself and my players. Hi, I'm Whiskey Dreams. I am the guide of this Curse of Strahd campaign. I am joined by Turquoise Magpie, playing Lint Keptok, the Order of Scribes wizard. We are joined by Dro, Hydro, playing Bakar, the Twilight Domain cleric. And last but not least, we are joined by Naomi, playing Davy, the ever so chaotic and now basically being let off the leash in a sense. Or
Your thing, baby.
That's right, Spores Druid. And we are unfortunately not joined by Gus right now, who plays Rain, the Hexblade swashbuckler. But I hope they had a lovely Pride yesterday, and we send you all our love, and hopefully you won't die, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's recap from last session. Last session, these fuckers completely changed what I wanted to do.
Yay!
And I had such a goddamn good time, and that's what D&D should be about, you know? Yes, the game is following a set journey and story, but in the end, it's the players who make the stories. It's the players who create these moments. So after a conversation and a deal with a group of hags led by Morgantha in a very frustrating moment, two of our Mistwalkers decided to agree on some terms to save the lives of two children. And those... Did I say that in stream, what they were? Did I say that last time? I know you... I believe you lot know. You know what? Fuck it. People who are watching. This is what it is. The deal was your last breath, or your final breath. And what that means is, mechanically, death saving throws. When someone goes down in combat, as in they hit 0 hit points, they start rolling death saves to survive and kind of pop back up or go to you're not going to die. You need to roll 3 successful death saving throws. You roll a 10 or above and you succeed, right? If you fail 3 times, you die. The final breath is that third one. So now, I believe it was Rain and Lint. Am I right about that? Who stole it? Wait, no, sorry. Lint, yeah, Davy and Rain. These two only have 2 death saves now. So for those who don't know, if they get hit by something, like someone goes up to them while they're unconscious and hits them, they are dead. Even if it's a tiny little punch, dead. So that's the deal they made to save 2 innocent children. After that, maybe it was because they wanted to unwind, in a sense. The gang decided to go back their way they came, to the cliffs, to Seer Falls, and did a little bit of cliff diving on a 1,000-foot cliff. They created a webbed rope as Davy turned into a wolf spider. And then Rain decided to dive off. We did some measurements. Lint was there to provide a little bit of safety measure, kind of. While Bacall was like, nah, I'll look after the children. And took them over to Madame Eva's encampment. Rain dived off the cliff, came back up, failed their acrobatics check, I believe it was, and they went back down as the rope broke. They fell quite a fair few feet. Lint did cast Featherfall, but it only lasted a little tiny bit. They had to continue going, about 300 feet left, I believe it was, 400. They jumped in there to a bag of holding. And they were found back where they actually found the bag of holding in the first place. While that was happening, and they climbed back up. Bakor safely transported the two children back to Madame Eva's location, and Madame Eva gave Bakor a little bit of a lore dump, actually, about a little bit about how souls kind of work in this land, a bit more knowledge of Morgantha, and what else did I mention to you? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Not too much. More a case of just, you're doing a good job, stay safe, and just keep doing what you're doing. Then they finally went on the path that I wanted them to take. They went past Old Bone Grinder. They came back. They went back to the Old Bone Grinder, flipped it off because why wouldn't you? And then as they were almost about to turn the curve on the Svalek Woods Trail, Davy was pulled, if you would, into the woods, into an opening of an area where there was a circle of megalith stones, and there are 8 in total. The last thing I mentioned was there was a raven on top of one of them, just pecking on top. And I believe that's everything we mentioned. I'm pretty sure. But at the edge of the Svalek Woods stand a ring of 8 squat megaliths, ancient, moss-covered stones that stand in silent contemplation. Each megalith bears a carving of a different animal. We also established that in small cavities there were yellow and white bones, which we did establish were children bones. And in the center of this is a kind of a circled, loose amount of dirt. And let me just double check. There's something else I haven't missed. Just making sure. I think we're good. Yeah. And it's interesting.
Is there a carving of a wolf?
Whereabouts? Sorry. Are you looking for this?
You said that the 6 stone pillars all had carvings of different animals. I was curious what those animals are.
Oh, yeah. Make me a quick perception check. Super quick. Really low DC.
Sure. Lint will obviously want to investigate as well.
I'll double check just to make sure for you.
That's not perception. 14.
14's fine, yeah? Lint?
Can I do investigation or just perception?
You can just join in this. Yeah, so this is basically you lot are... You've entered this ring of megaliths. Just to reestablish, there are 8 megaliths, just so you know. Yeah, you're fine with that, and it's not too hard to see. One of which is a wolf. There, Davy. So moving clockwise from north, it goes bear, owl, goat, wolf, hawk, elk, panther, raven. I'll repeat that one more time. And only one more time.
Okay.
From north. Bear. Oh, and it's going clockwise, just so you know. Bear, owl, goat, wolf, hawk, elk, panther, and raven. And again, in the center of this is around about 2 feet in diameter. It's kind of like the floor's been kind of carved out, and it's loose dirt underneath. And again, that raven is on top as well. So,
can Davy go up to the wolf pillar, and in the little crevice where there's the bones, can she take one of the wolf teeth bones from the mansion out and put it in alongside the other bones?
That's cute. Yeah, of course you can. You gently just place it on top, and the wolf bone is a lot bigger than these teeth. It really emphasizes that these are very young children's teeth that are slowly like just deteriorating over time. Nothing else really happens. You sort of step away for a second.
Can Bakar go up to the Raven?
Yeah, of course.
And maybe I don't know what I would like inspect for this, because just to see, is the Raven like connected with the Raven Queen by any chance? Like, why is it there?
I will make you. It's got a motorbike. It's off. I will say this: you go up to the Raven, and I would like you to make a perception check to see why it would be there.
Natural 20 and then a 5.
Huge.
25.
No, that's great. So at first thought, you think there's some kind of deeper meaning behind this. You feel like this Raven itself is kind of guiding you to this specific stone pillar, and you have to sort of look a little bit up because it is a bit taller than you, right? And you notice that it is picking at some pastry. Just, and at that moment you go, oh.
No.
Oh.
It's just a bird.
It is. And you see the bird just look around a little bit and then go right back at the pastry.
Do you speak bird?
No.
Oh.
I don't think I ever tried to speak to a bird.
You should try.
Because like toss the thing of like what ravens sound like.
They technically mimic a lot of things.
Baka. Does it respond?
It does. Okay.
I'm just saying Baka, which is my name, but also like, you know.
Oh, you express it. You like this
Yeah.
I think it would just. You notice that it is so enticed with this pastry that it does look at you, and it tilts its head like real quick, just, and starts pecking at this pastry again.
I don't think I can, Davey. I tried.
Sometimes I speak with the birds. I haven't done it in a while.
Can you do it now? Can you try?
No, I don't think I can.
I feel like it's the first time you said no to me, baby.
Oh. Is that bad?
No, just surprising, if anything.
Make a perception check, all of you, real quick.
16?
16. Nice.
11.
Natural 1.
Oh no.
Because
What's that?
oh, right, yeah, good point.
8.
Maybe you're sort of just looking at the Raven like pecking, and you kind of. I think for you, Dave, you kind of understand what it's about because you've had the pastries. You know why it would be doing this, because you are a little bit more of a nothing special here, and you look around and you see where that loose bit of earth is in the center. You see that almost kind of buried next to it is another circle, kind of a circular stone, flat, covered in dirt as well. Just so you know.
Okay. Can I relay that information to the other two?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Lint will go over and just kind of like he'll take out one of his quill feathers from like one of his pens and just like brush away a bit of the dirt around the outline.
Yeah.
Of where the circle stone is.
Yeah. So
and we'll try and just like see what it is if he knows what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very clearly a carving into this stone. What you see is a depiction of a female presenting figure with a spear in their hand, fighting against a enormous wolf. The wolf itself is, you've seen those dire wolves back at the graveyard. that, but even bigger. You see that this woman's face is not detailed. It's almost like you actually see the back of this woman's head. And then you see the wolf more than anything, if that makes sense to. I'm bad at perspectives, y'all, but I hope that makes sense. You'll see the back shot of the woman wielding a spear.
That's a pretty picture.
Seems foreboding.
Hmm.
Lynn's gonna try and like go through his book of like some old research to see if like he knows anything of like this setup. Like from what he remembers of fighting the Will-o'-the-Wisps, like it's some kind of a grave. So could he make some kind of assumption?
What are you trying to issue? What's the thing you want to get from this?
He wants to know what the function of this entire circle is, and like if there's anything we have to do, or if it's best just to leave it alone.
Okay. I'd like you to make. This could be an Arcana or Nature in a sense, actually. For this, you can roll something there.
I can roll nature.
Yeah.
Guidance.
You with your flight intelligence anyway, Lynn, you do understand that this is some kind of like a lid that has been moved from that dirt patch. So just so you know.
Okay. There is a 21.
With a 21, you're not entirely sure regarding this kind of ritual. This is more a ritual based in nature and a connection to the lands. From seeing and linking back to the Will-o'-Wisps encounter, you know that what was once a location to pray to some kind of deity, it's almost been tarnished. You wouldn't be able to know exactly what you're supposed to do here. All you know is that this has been a kind of a, what can I say, a place of, a place of just praying to something or someone or some woman of sorts. And as you know, it's been desecrated. Obviously on purpose.
Okay. Yeah, Lynn just kind of turns and just says, I think this place is more of just a desecrated worshipping ground for a forgotten god.
What's desecrated?
It means to forget to respect a surrounding. Like keeping it clean, keeping it tidy, keeping it, functioning.
Is there anything we can do to restore it to how it once was?
But it's a similar place to when we fought those wispy things, and
That's what I'm thinking too.
to appease them, we just cleaned the graves. So clean up the place a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to cleaning.
Mm-hmm. So that's what you three, technically four of you, would be doing. You spend, how much time do you want to spend? It won't take too long to clean up. Do you want, how much of a real good job do you want to do with this? Because it could be 15 minutes or 30. That's what I'm trying to say.
Half an hour?
Half an hour's fine.
I'll go
We don't
with
have
that.
anywhere to be.
No. And Irina's just stood there like, cool. Need to be in Valak. It's fine.
Poor
You see Irina's sort of just looking after the horses, making sure that they are still alive and well.
Irina, don't you want to help us? It's fun.
I would rather keep away from the remains of children as much as I possibly could. But please knock yourself out. I'll keep an eye on the surrounding area. As she says that, you do hear, as we established, I believe, last session, that the woods themselves have always been creepy, but this is now where the residents of the woods are starting to get a little bit aggressive, either to each other or to your sheer presence. I will say as well with this, the moment you got into this circle, there was a kind of a claustrophobic feeling of the energy of the woods sort of honing in on all of you. You don't know. I mean, you can make an insight check, actually, all of you. This is an insight check on the forest of the woods, if you would.
24.
17.
Another natural one.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
god.
6.
Oh
Today's
my
baby's
god.
day.
Yeah, there's this feeling for Bakor and Lint that the woods themselves are almost preparing to defend itself from what you're about to do.
I like this place.
So, you clean the megaliths one by one. Only the desecrated pits. You know, the moss is just there. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with moss and nature being nature. But anything that is, you know, shouldn't be there. You pull the teeth out, and you see that some of them are kind of weirdly stuck in place. So it actually feels like you are plucking a tooth. And you are left with these megaliths, with these cavities in them, empty. You have a feeling that you did something. When you were with the wisps, once you cleaned their area, their grave, if you would, there was like this immediate gratification, like, we definitely did something, we got a reward, we solved it. This feels like you've scratched the surface of what's supposed to be done. You've done something. Not enough.
Can Davy go to each one of the stones and try to fill the cavities with moss and flowers and things and mushrooms with their druidcraft?
Yeah, you can. It takes 6 seconds each druidcraft, right? Because it's just a cantrip. You make it look a bit more homely, if you would, like very like comforting to nature. It's like the moss you create is almost like a bed. And
I also leave some more wolf teeth.
some wolf teeth.
Mhm.
As in, are you doing it in the one what was depicted of a wolf? Is that where you put it?
Mhm.
So, when you put that down, it's all it's almost like you found a key and there's a single notch incorrect. So it goes, but it doesn't turn. Davey. There's this moment when you try to fix this at least this one. You place it down and you know you're on the right track. But there's more to this puzzle.
Maybe it's weird to put something from a baby when there isn't a picture of a baby.
There's this boof, 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 boof. Only you can hear Davey from the dirt in the center. Think kind of like Jumanji, if anyone's watched Jumanji. Kind of like that, you know?
I go towards the pumping.
Yeah. You step closer and closer to this dirt circle, and it's just this pulse, this boof, 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 same pace, but louder as you get closer.
Maybe he touches it.
And it doesn't move, but you feel the energy hit your hand and go up your body. The spores on the back of your neck start to tingle and stand on end, if spores can do that.
Everything okay there, Davy?
Davy's gonna start looking around on the forest floor for
Say that again. Sorry, Naomi, you cut out a little bit.
Davy's gonna start looking around for remnants of maybe animals to walk through, like feathers or pieces or anything at all.
Yeah, make investigation check.
Investigation.
Yep.
Guidance up myself.
Sure.
15 with guidance.
15. You look around for a fair few minutes with, and again, as you move away from that dirt circle, the pulse slowly dissipates. You even leave the circle for a little tiny bit, and you immediately feel a drop in your own personal power. Nothing of the sorts what are depicted on these megaliths, at least. There's random animal fur maybe from things what have been fought. There might be blood stains some places, but not exactly what is on this list.
All right, Dave's gonna go back into the circle, and they're gonna turn into a panther.
Yeah. Tell me what this panther looks like.
Actually, I don't think they can start with a panther.
Maybe
They've
not.
never seen a panther before. So they're gonna start with something that they have seen. What's on here? A bear. They've seen a bear before.
Sure.
Davy will turn into a bear, and it's sort of like a mangy looking starved bear that has mushrooms growing out of parts of it, but it's alive. And they're going to try to sort of take off one of their own claws with their mouth.
Sure. Roll me a... Well, what would be a bite attack? What's a bite attack for a bear? I'm guessing it's 2d12 or something, right? 2d10?
Let me look it up.
You know, it doesn't really matter. This is kind of just roleplay here. We'll say for this purpose, you bite down, and in the sheer pain of biting down on your own clawed finger, it makes you grit your teeth and chomp even quicker. You hold back the feeling of swallowing it, and then you spit it on the floor, and blood just goes on the floor.
Lint just kind of glances at Core, just like...
You're muted.
Davy's gonna pick up the claw with her mouth and put it in the cavity of the rock that has a bear on it.
Mm-hmm. Similar feeling that you had with the wolf remains. Almost there with this. Not quite. That's the feeling you're getting. It's the exact same feeling it needs to be a... Make a quick intelligence check. Because of how much you're doing, though, make it an advantage. Because I do want to give you something.
Lynn's gonna go through intelligence. Lynn's gonna go through his components pouch, just thinking, I can't let Davy just commit this act against themselves, and tries to find if they can offer anything to add to this.
Dirty 20. I rolled a 2 and an 18.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have 0, so just an 18. I was looking at my saving throws.
I'll say this. Oh, sorry, Lynn. You said you wanted to do something. What do you want to do? Let's give you something.
They're just gonna go through their components pouch and just see if they have anything to offer that could help. I think the only thing that they have on themselves right now is just feathers and bat poop. That's about it.
Go wild, dude. I like the idea that you've cleaned it and then you're like, bat guano. Oh well.
Give it in my even stored pouch. We would also probably for his own personal just like keep have like the remains of like the scrap tips of goat horns. Of just like of just like raw like keratin and that kind of stuff.
I'll
from
say
like
this:
horns and that
roll
stuff.
me a d20. If it's above a 10, yes. If it's below a 10, no. That's only
So, like,
fair.
yeah.
There you go.
Alright.
Then yes, you would have it. Yes.
Yeah, he would just like collects it. It's all just like in his hands, and just like goes over to Dave and just says, "I don't want you hurting yourself for whatever it is you're doing. So would this help?"
David will turn back into themselves. What is Lynn holding?
It's holding a bunch of feathers, of which one of them it's like a mix of pigeon, and then one of them's a dove, and then like there may be a hawk feather within there somewhere, but it's like the downing of a hawk feather, and then he has like the very tip of like a really old goat horn, just like in there.
I don't know if I'm doing this right. She will take the hawk feather and try to put it in the stone that has a picture of a hawk on it.
Yeah. So.
Can I also walk up because
Yeah.
Lacan is a raven and pluck out his own feather
Yeah.
and hand that to
Yeah.
her as well, just like kind of seeing what they're doing.
It's interesting because this feeling of you are getting the right animal part for this thing. But what was your roll? Dirty 20.
At 18.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like it needs to be the remains of a specific raven, a specific bear, a specific etc etc etc. That's what you get. It's not just any bear remain. It's not just any wolf remain.
Oh. David looks a little bit sad. I don't know if we can help.
I think we've done the best we can, just maybe cleaning this place up.
Okay.
Maybe the best we can do is just leave whatever offerings we have. Maybe just like the herbs and that stuff.
I'm not opposed to that.
Unless you all know a bear and an owl and a wolf and a hawk and a panther that are really close.
Can't help
Not
it,
even
I'm
one's
afraid.
far away, I don't think.
Naomi, as a player, roll a d20 for me.
Ah, 17.
17, okay. The raven sort of looks up and has been kind of watching you, kind of just moving around different parts, turning into a bear, pulling, biting your own fucking claw off and pacing. And it tilts its head and then lands in the center where that dirt pile is and starts to
Hello,
Then-
Mr. Raven. It flies off.
It does, yeah.
I wonder where it's going. I wonder if this was made for it.
Possibly. I mean, did it seem like it was trying to like loosen the dirt around the lid?
Kinda, yeah. So again, the dirt circle is here, and the lid has been moved to the side of it, and the pulsing is from the center of this dirt.
What if
He's
we
gonna go
were
over-
to close the lid?
He was gonna go over and start trying to pull the lid into the center.
This is why I don't like puzzles. You bring it over. The pulse is still there,
Okay.
and it feels like it's coming from underneath the dirt. Now, I'll give you that.
So the lid didn't work. Hmm.
Dig?
Can you explain again what's underneath the lid? Is it just
Yeah,
like a hole?
it's no. It's loose dirt.
Uh-huh.
Looks like something's buried underneath it.
Okay, let's fucking dig this shit up.
There you go.
Okay.
Move the lid again.
Yep.
Start
Dig
digging.
it up.
I just didn't want to
Puzzles.
like desecrate it more.
Yeah,
No,
it feels like
I know, I didn't want to
desecrating.
desecrate it.
100%. I get it. I get it.
So,
I get
like,
it.
But like, if that's what you're pushing us to it, all right.
I mean,
let's start digging.
again, if you like, want to leave it, it's totally fine. Like,
Oh
it's,
no, we're not leaving.
No.
We're too
I'm
deep
gonna
in.
bash
brought
my
us to
head
this clearing.
against these megaliths.
You brought us to these glyphs. We're
Start
gonna
shaking the
investigate.
megaliths. Like, tell me. Yeah. So who? First off, who's gonna go digging under this?
If no one else does it, Davey will start.
If that's what you want to do, Davey. So, Davey, you dig this dirt, and you have to go. It's dug around about 2 feet deep. And as you're, I'm about to say clawing, but you're not a bear right now. If you clawed as a bear, you wouldn't be able to do it as well because you lost a fucking claw. But yeah, you move the dirt out the way, and you sort of have to lean down into this hole. And you see that there is, in the middle of this hole, a stone box of some sort. And again, it's the Jumanji. Boom, 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 boom. But again, only Davey can hear it.
Davey will try to open it.
Make me a strength check, please. And obviously, if anyone wants to help you, please do so. Totally fine to do that.
Yeah, I can help.
Guidance. Oh, help, so advantage?
Yeah.
Good.
As you're moving this, attempting to move this lid, there is actually a carving on this. And the carving is of a skull. A skull with antlers.
Sort of brush some fingers over the skull. Hello again. 14.
14's fine. There's this little bit of a slot, and because it's been sort of trapped under here with the pressure, it's kind of difficult to take it off. But as you take it off, there's almost this ghostly energy that sprouts from within. It's like the very mists of Barovia is encompassed in this. And as the mists dissipate, you see inside a blade head. It's yeah, and it Are you proficient with weapons? What weapons are you proficient with?
Club, dagger, dart, javelin, mace, quarterstaff, scimitar, sickle, sling, spear.
Bacall, what are you proficient with? Lynn, I don't think you're proficient with many weapons as a wizard. I'm sorry.
I'm
Where do I
proficient with the
see my
dagger.
weapon proficiency?
It's not a dagger.
Oh, I see it here. Martial arts and simple weapons.
Okay. I'll say this. Bacall, you pick up that this is the head of a spear. More than anything.
Proficient with spears.
What's that?
I'm proficient with spears.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go. Then you know it too. I'm thinking, where the hell would you know that? Have you seen a spear before? Maybe you have.
Actually, in the mansion, someone gave Davey a
You're
spear.
right. Yeah, you're totally right. There you go. So yeah, this is a spearhead of some sort. Did you say you picked it up?
Mm-hmm.
The very moment you pick it up, you touch this and hold it, that pulsing that is consistently happening, the moment you touch it, the pulse hits your hand, goes up your arm to your shoulder into your heart, and your eyes roll in the back of your head and you fall flat on your back.
I guess I rush over there to Davy's side. and kind of shake her a little bit. Davy, you okay? Davy,
No.
can you hear me?
No response.
I slapped. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, if you want to, 2 death saves now only. Not really. I'm joking. By the way, you're not at 0 hit points.
Can I?
Can
I
you-
guess I'm not too sure what's going on. So.
Do you have Lester Restoration?
I do not know.
Any form of restorations? Maybe just healing might
I was
help?
thinking healing word, but this doesn't seem like a healing thing.
This moment of you two trying to figure out what to do, could you both turn your lights off, please?
Okay.
Is it a-
Yeah, I'll just have
That's not gonna
the
happen.
name. That's fine. Turn it off. It's fine. Davy, the moment you feel this pulse enter your very heart, and you enter darkness, similar to what you've already experienced when you saw that thing. Though there's no words being spoken, you do hear nature itself communicating with you in this majestic kind of calming way. And in this darkness, there becomes, out of seemingly nowhere, mist. And this mist starts to take shape in a similar fashion to, or similar image, sorry, to the lid, the big circle stone lid. You see the back of a female presenting figure wielding a spear, and instead of a dire wolf in front, you see a cloaked man with long hair, kind of thin in its face, very similar to the statue you saw in Death House. And you see played out in front of you a battle between two creatures. The spear wielding lady is fighting, and you feel like an energy behind her, like she is defending something or someone. This cloaked figure starts to weave and dodge and sometimes gets hit. You see mist spraying off of him. You see him dodge and catch the spear and spin it. And just before she takes her last breath and final word, as quick as a flash, into the throat. The mists, as she falls, start to fall with her. And the last thing you see is this man get the spear and break it over his knee and throw it to the side. During this time, this kind of event, what you saw, is accompanied by almost like nature is watching, like an audience, like a coliseum. And it's at the moment that the spear pierced her throat that the blissful nature starts to crumble into agony and pain. And you're left with the audio of her choking on her own blood. Never to speak again. But she reaches out to nature itself, the thing that she was defending, in the hopes that maybe she can communicate this way. As that fades away, you feel yourself floating. The darkness starts to melt away into white, like snow white. You feel dreadful cold. It's like the mushrooms that are sprouting on you start to kind of shrivel a little bit and kind of go in to try and keep warm themselves. As you are pulled up into the sky above. And you are pulled. What you feel is kind of southwest to a mountain. You've seen this mountain on your travels. You see this mountain while you're coming here. It is one of the mountains that is kind of hugging Barovia itself. You pass over this mountain and the focus drops, almost like you're skydiving. Just and the vision you see is of a tented community surrounded by snow and rock in the mountains. You see for a second that this is ice white. You had to sort of turn away a tiny bit so you're not going to get snow blinded. And then from above, a shadow is cast. And this shadow is enormous. It almost blocks out the already covered sun above. And you hear the screeching of some kind of bird. Wings expanding. You can't tell as much. You have to even turn your head to even see the tips of the wings as it flies above you. And as you're coming down into this encampment, it pulls you into one of the tents. And inside you see an old man. Just eating food, minding his business. And the last thing you see is him look up and turn towards you. He doesn't respond to your wave. He just looks. I need you to make an insight check, and this is very important. I will say you can kind of guide yourself if you want to.
22.
You feel a connection to this man. the connection that this man is related to this Thane, if you would. And as he looks, and that clicks in your head, it's almost like the mists start to stop you from figuring this out. You two can turn your cameras back on. In 6 seconds, as you were contemplating what to do to save Davy, Davy opens her eyes. I don't know how you wake up, but whatever you want to do.
He's shivering a little bit. I'm cold.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm not sure. This belonged to a stabbed woman.
Okay.
He wants me to see a man on a mountain.
I think you're muted.
Oh yeah, you are, Bakar.
Yeah.
Okay, lost my train of thought there.
Bakar is in the middle of casting a spell to help recover Davy. Oh shit.
You said Davy's cold. The white woman, what did you say? Which woman this belongs to?
The stabbed woman. I've never met her.
Is it similar to the woman who's on this? And he like points at the lid that like shows that we saw earlier.
Mm-hmm. Except she wasn't fighting a wolf. She was fighting something scarier. Just a big man in a cloak.
That is scary.
It is very scary. How about we start a little fire to warm up Davy, and then we could talk more about what's happening here.
Yeah. Small
I've never seen
recuperation.
Davy shiver before. It's alarming.
Let me see if Irina spots that as well, at least. Or at least overhears you. Natural 19. Yeah, so Irina will overhear you talk about a mountain, and she turns and goes. She sort of walks over. And you see that when she enters this circle, she kind of shivers a little tiny bit. You said a mountain. What do you mean? Which one?
Can we see it from here? Probably not.
No, it is kind of covered. You know the direction at least.
The one that way. You know, the really big one.
Mount Gakis. And what about it?
It wants me to see a man on the mountain. Were you listening, silly?
I try to switch off when the crazy things start to happen.
You're going to be switched off for a very long time.
I've noticed. Mount Gakis is a treacherous place. There are, at least what I've been told, creatures and beasts, and some people, we call them mountain folk, they do not come down here. They, from what I've known, enjoy their seclusion, keep themselves away and mind their own business. For what they have related to this, I do not know.
Well, if we stop by, I'll drop it off.
Sure, dear, sure.
Just keep it in. I'd say keep it in the box for now. Nobody go touching the knife. I don't want anyone else having a seizure.
Well, at least we know where we're going now. So.
Where are we going?
The mountain, silly.
Oh, I thought we were going to Valaki.
You see Irina sort of shaking like, God damn, I want to go to Blackie.
Well, whereabouts are we? How close is the mountain and how close is Valaki from where we are?
You have to go past Valaki to even get close to the mountain. The mountain is many days' travel.
Oh, well, we could just
Yeah,
drop
so
it
like
off.
I said, we're going to Valaki.
Wonderful.
And then we'll stop by the mountain after Valaki.
Good. I thought you were going to abandon me once again. Good. Good to know. So, are we...
Did we abandon you?
A little bit, but it seemed like you needed to blow off a lot of steam, so I kind of went with it. Shall we go? Are you done here?
I guess so. Who's going to be taking the box with the spear?
The box.
Davy sort of started pocketing it. They'll also take the box.
Yeah, okay. So, what's interesting, Davy, as you leave this circle, how are you carrying this box, by the way?
It's in their backpack. Wait, how is it? It's not huge, right? It's just like small.
Yeah, it's like that. It contains a spearhead, so it is handheld. And you put it in your like backpack, if you would. And the moment you leave this circle, your backpack gets lighter.
Let's go.
Okay. Continue onwards.
All right. So you make your way back out of the woods, back onto the Svalik Road. And it does not take you long to see the path is starting to veer to the left. Before you take the left turn, could you all make me a perception check? I will say that it is starting to get later in the... it's heading towards evening, late afternoon, evening. So sun is starting to go down.
10.
18.
10, 18.
19.
Nice. So Lint and Davy, as you are walking, you see that in the woods in front of you, and again, the woods have been surrounding you for this journey for quite a lot of time. You can only just make out when you're in this dirt road that the mountains are there. But as you're heading north, you see that there is a clearing in the woods in front of you. And with a 19, you see that further beyond, you see... Now, it is starting to get kind of late. You do see there is some kind of like twinkling on the floor, like further ahead. You're intelligent enough to know that it seems like there's a water source in front of you. Quite large, but you can't see exactly how large it is from your perspective because it is kind of like this. Right, it expands left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And yeah, you have that. I would say, you would see with a 19, there is the shadow of a building on the edge of this water. There's a lantern lit, but as far as any more details, you can't quite make out what's there.
Okay. I kind of relay that to the others and then suggest maybe we stick to civilization. Whatever it is, interesting to have a peek, see what it is.
Yeah, let's stop
Sounds like
going
fun.
off the path. I think I agree.
Okay.
So you're continuing the path, is that right, everyone?
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Heading towards the building.
Oh, you're heading towards the building. Sorry.
Just to get closer to see what it is.
Okay, yeah, sure. Just double checking. So just to clarify, so you're not continuing down the path to kind of Valaki's heading left. You're heading down, like trying to get closer to this shining area. Is that just so I'm establishing what we're doing? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure because I don't want to be like, you want to do that? No, you're doing this. So you have to get quite close to see exactly what it is, right? Because it is starting to get dark, and it's only because you roll quite high that you get to see this. Eventually, we're going to be rolling at disadvantage soon because it is getting night. But you're in a weird. Would you even call it twilight at this moment? Because does twilight exist in Barovia? I don't know if it does. It's weird. Anyway, train of thought. So you walk close to this building with a single light source hanging on the side. And you notice that there is what looks like other shapes sort of laid on the side next to it. As you get closer, you notice that where this shining surface is opens up into a vast water source. An extremely large lake with the mountains in the distance. You see across the lake in these mountains the rolling of thunderous clouds, and you see a lightning bolt. As you approach this building to get enough of a look to realize what it was, you see that this is a boathouse, an abandoned one. The wooden panels have been kind of taken off. There are boats across on the almost sand actually area. I need you all to make a perception check, and this one is going to be at disadvantage actually.
It's
8.
11.
11. What was yours, Davey?
1 sec.
Yeah, no problem. Da, 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 da.
18.
Yo.
10 plus 7 plus
Okay.
1.
Pretty good.
So Davey, maybe it's your curious mind. Was that a disadvantage, by the way, Davey?
It was.
Wow.
Rolled a 10 and a 12.
Yo, good,
Wow,
good
that's
stuff.
good.
Okay, in the middle of this lake, you can't quite make out the distance, quite a few hundred feet. You do see, almost kind of silhouetted by the shine of the lightning just in the back, a single boat floating in the center. And you can't quite make out the details, but you do see a shadowed figure in the boat.
I think there's someone on the lake. Should we go say hi?
I mean, at this point, yes.
Oh
Okay,
man.
we've come this far. I'm good. Lynn's gonna take a step back.
But
I
Davey,
don't
you
want to be
don't
in any
go. You
fighting
don't go
range.
ahead of everyone, Davey. You stay behind Lind. Okay.
Okay. I've never been in a boat before.
Neither have I, actually.
This is always a
Rain?
first.
Yeah, Rain's just like shaking their head like all the time. Just another damn Tuesday. So, oh, this is interesting. So I didn't know if you were going to take this or not. So that's quite interesting.
Irina, have you been on a boat before?
Oh, Sharina. She's standing there with the horse, like,
She's
oh,
never
for
getting back to
fuck's
town."
sake. Like she's as you like went up to the boats, like, she looked left down the path and saw like the lights of Valaki, and she looks back at you lot like, I could just walk there.
That was so close.
What's one more adventure?
Oh my
Come
god.
on.
Well, I guess I'll stay with the horses, cause they
You
need
can
to.
come if you want.
No, I'm quite okay, thank you. My horses
Okay.
need to survive, so please knock yourself out. Please. I'll sit here and mind my business. And she she starts to like get like some kind of hand axe and starts chopping some wood to make a campfire for herself. Because even though you are her you are escorting her, she does know a little bit of stuff. She's not just a damsel in distress, because that's boring as fuck.
She's escorting us.
Oh, kinda, actually.
We don't know the way to Malarkey.
Yeah.
She's actually holding your hands during all this, yeah. So you just see, like, I'll create a fire and make sure I don't freeze to death. And you just see her chopping wood and continuing. So, you lot, you do have a couple of boats to choose. However, all of them are broke. 2. You feel like you can get away with it. Now, for this to work, depending on what you want to do, it's not a case of like they are in disrepair and it's no chance at all. They are there, but there's a few holes in these boats. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. The scenario is there's a boat in the middle of this lake. You have some boats that are broken. And I'm just going to leave it with you lot.
Didn't you have mending at some point?
I do have mending, but it's to repair like small cracks. Things of that nature.
You can get away with little bits with mending.
Can you?
Yeah, so I like the idea of mending. It takes 6 seconds for each bit, right?
Mhm.
But I like the idea that if you, at least for mundane things like wood or a door, if you can like just find a piece, you can sort of like super glue it with mending. That's kind of how I've always interpreted it.
I wasn't just sure how extreme I could go with mending. But yeah, we could, I guess, find the parts that connect in the
We could just
wreckage and hold
stick
them
a few
together.
sticks in and then cut it off.
Yeah,
You know,
I
You
guess-
just steal Arena's firewood.
she's like,
I need this.
she's sweating like,
Could you carve us a boat while you're at it?
no, I cannot. Fuck's sake! And she just starts.
Well, you
eating.
didn't want to come with us.
Just don't die, my God. And just-
Likewise, enjoy yourself.
So yeah, you.
All right, so I guess we're gonna take like some time to just.
It takes you like 10 minutes. Yeah, it takes a lot. Actually, no. Let's say it takes a bit less time actually, because you are getting assisted as well. And yeah, you find yourself a boat that can fit. I believe it's 5 that can fit in the boat on this. And you set sail on the lake towards this boat in the center.
I imagine Rain is the captain immediately.
I kind of like to imagine Rain is. Now, Goss, I don't know if you're going to be watching the VOD or anything like that, but I kind of like the idea that Rain is sort of doing the 1 foot up on the top and then 1 foot down, like
At the prow.
Yeah, right. I don't know, maybe, or it's like sitting down.
For some reason, I pictured Davey using, how do you pronounce this? Thaumaturgy, because it's like a wind ability and just like pushing us through like the water.
Yeah, I mean, there's things like gust that can work as well, like a cantrip called gust. I think kind of works. 'Cause you just put your hand in the, you kind of put your hand in the
Link
water.
also
and it's-
has thaumaturgy, so we both could just like hold our hands out the back and make like a speedboat.
Oh
like,
my God,
propel us.
that's-
I love that.
That's so silly. I will say this actually, because that's actually kind of important. You can do that for sure. It's just like a fart, and he carries on, and 6 seconds later. Anyway,
you said it's like dark right now too, right?
yeah, the sun is definitely starting to set.
Can I just cast Eyes of Night for everybody here?
Yeah, yeah,
Using one
absolutely.
night vision.
Yeah, what's that? Is that 300 feet?
300 feet.
For everyone?
Yep.
Oh,
5
that's-
living creatures you see.
So yeah, it will be classed as dim lit, so you will be able to see at least what's going on. Rolls are still at disadvantage to see, but it's fine. It's good. It means that you can actually
Just in
roll.
case we need
to-
to be able to see something.
No, I think it's a great call.
have a phobia of like open water.
Yeah.
You personally?
Personally, and Baka.
Really?
Yeah.
So in this, I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay.
No, go for it.
Do I have your permission?
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Okay. Couple of things. One when you do have your hands in the water, or claws in the water, to cast thaumaturgy. I don't even know if thaumaturgy can do that, but whatever, it does now. No. You know what? There's this thing where you like think it could work, but you're like, so you start flapping your hands. Anyway, this moment where you thought you could do something.
Maybe it's Druidcraft, where you could make little puffs of wind.
I do have force, although I don't know how that.
I mean, is it a creature with the whatever? Hey, you know what? This is
just shove.
Let's not worry about it. but this is what happens. You kind of put your hands in instinctually to test the water, right? And immediately you notice that the water itself is very cold. Not to the point that it's icing over, but you know that getting into it, falling into it, would be very uncomfortable. I wouldn't say mechanically it would do any rolls or anything like that, but the idea is like you don't want to stay in it. It's really cold. You make your way towards this light in the distance, and with Eyes of Night from Bakor, you don't have to get too close to notice what is happening. Now, I do need you all to make one more perception check. This is still at disadvantage because it is dimly lit, and in dim light, you have to roll disadvantage. 15.
5.
Oof.
Guidance.
You're trying to thaumaturge the water, and it's failing, unfortunately.
Is that guidance?
19.
Hey.
19. What was yours, Bakor? 15. A couple of things that Bakor notices. Bakor, you notice that as your eyes are gazing towards this light in the distance of this boat, you can't help but see underneath the boat, and then further and further, and the light source from your Eyes of Night, you see that once you're looking down into the water, from your vision there's no bottom. It goes from dimly lit from your Eyes of Night to then pitch black. And you kind of see yourself as you are on your way here, rowing a boat, rowing or whatever you need to do. It's almost the equivalent of when you're standing at the edge of a cliff, which most of you have done now, or you're standing on the edge of something that is really high up, and for some fucked up reason, we have this instinct of jump.
Intrusive thoughts. I love it.
And for you, Bakor and Dro, because now you told me this and you gave me permission, you feel yourself sort of leaning over the boat instinctually, and you see a reflection of yourself, but it's not you that you see. It's the image of the one person you are looking for. They look like you. And you see that this reflection goes from the surface of the water and lowers into the depths. And as it lowers, you two start to fall in. Davy and Lint, you just see Bakor staring. They're not moving at all. They're not falling in. They are just looking down. And Bakor, you just feel yourself floating down into the depths. That's your perception.
Damn.
Lynn, you rolled... Oh, sorry. Lynn, what did you roll?
Oh, the 5.
Okay. We're going to forget about you. Maybe, Lynn, you're keeping an eye on Bakor.
Yeah. Yeah, Lint will just keep an eye on Makor, and as soon as he starts like actually rocking, he'll immediately put a hand out to try and like basically to try and see and snap him out of it, and also to try and like just keep him.
Yeah, please roleplay that if you want to. You got a bit of time to get across this lake, so you're more than welcome to do that if you want to.
So, yeah, he'll just like land a shoulder on Core and just say, "You okay, Zare?"
But I'm like in trance, so I don't say anything. Just kind of just keep staring.
Okay. Lint casts like Mage Hand and kind of just like slips it to the front to kind of push him, just to kind of like make sure he stays still.
I mean, yeah,
I feel that, and I do react by just kind of putting like one hand up and like kind of holding the hand like this.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really move or react.
And in this moment, Davey, you see the person that's in this boat. You see them have a fishing rod is sort of just been cascaded. Sorry, it's been. I don't know. I don't fish. My brother would kill me right now because he's a big fisherman. But they have cast a line, yes, and put the pole sort of locked down, and then you see this man, quite large in appearance, bald head with the shine of the moon starting to like bounce off, and he's not really blinking that often. It's slow. In a weird sense, it's similar to what Bakor is feeling right now, but a little bit different. You see him staring into the water, and then faces away from you as you're approaching. And you see him reach down. You are, at this moment, you are what? What was it, 300 feet for your ability? Cool.
300 feet.
So, let's say you're 200 feet away, because as this whole thing went on, you've been traveling a little bit further. You see this man pick up a bag. A bag that is quite large. As he's picking it up and not blinking, kind of just, you get a kind of idea, because especially you, David, because you were so curious about the barkeep back in Barovia. So it's kind of nice that you were the one who rolled the highest there. So I'll just pick up, turn away from you. What was your perception check, Davey?
19.
As he releases this bag, and it's kind of lengthways, it's quite lengthy, right? It's around about 3 feet in length, I'd say. You see the bag wiggle as it hits the water. Let's go on a break. Cool. Nice. Joe, thanks for letting me tap on that a little bit. That was cool.
No, that's fine. Like I said, I'm open to uncomfortableness.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed what I did. Or hated it. Either way, it's good. Yeah, we'll be back real quick, everyone, because we want to make sure we finish this off and finish on time. And maybe, hopefully, to Irina, you might get this done and maybe get to Vlaki. Who knows? We'll find out after the break. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you soon. Bye-bye. One. And we're back. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back, everyone. I think these three were planning while I made sure everyone is okay at home. We are back to A Curse of Strahd, and we are diving into that was completely unintended. We are diving back into our story as our band of misfits and mistwalkers have left a ritual site of sorts with a little bit more guidance of what to do right there, thanks to Davy taking the item and connecting to whatever essence was there in the first place. They made their way up and almost took the path directly to Valaki. But as a player as well, see shiny stuff, we headed over there to a lake. A large lake that has mountains with lightning and thunder just in the background silhouetting it as the night sky starts to take over. As with a very nice roll from Davy, spotted a boat in the middle as they made their way across thanks to Bakor's mending on boats and a very good Eyes of Night casting as a Twilight Domain cleric. They were able to see that in the boat was a person picking up a bag, and at the last second before they dropped this bag in, they saw the bag move. And that's where we left off. So, immediately, I need to know, tell you what, roll initiative, because this is actually very important. So everyone roll initiative for me. Thank you.
Does Davy not get to react to what they saw?
No. To make it interesting. Oh, actually, you rolled higher, so yeah, I'm gonna say you can do one thing. Yeah.
I think Davy's the only one who saw it, right? With,
yeah, I think in that moment you would have clocked it, so I feel like it would only be fair that you get the jump compared to everyone else. So everyone roll initiative, and we'll make it like a surprise round, if you would. So everyone rolls their initiative, but Davy takes theirs, and then we start back from top. So yeah. What we got?
20.
Nice.
Very thematic because I got a natural 20, so 21.
After 2 natural ones in the game, you get a natural 20 here. Weird. So Bakor got 20.
The dice have decided it's max or mids tonight.
But I love that's my favorite thing about rolling dice in D&D, right? It depicts what happens, you know, or it dictates what happens. I've always been a fan of that. Lynn, what have you got?
Fittingly, nat 1.
Oh.
Well, that's a +1, so it's 2.
Okay.
The world's balance restores.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, their initiative is there. Good. Okay, 21. Davy, what do you do?
Davy would immediately jump into action, so without even consulting anyone, they're going to bonus action Misty Step 30 feet towards where they saw the bag get dropped.
Yep.
And then with their action, turn into a giant crocodile.
Oh, sick. Tell me what the crocodile looks like as it blinks into existence, kind of thing. You go. Describe for Lint and Bakor. What did Lint and Bakor see?
Davy's from a swamp, so she has actually seen living alligators around. So she would probably model this after one that attacked her once. Sort of like a rabid-looking thing with a missing eye and this like mossy, slimy texture over its back.
Very nice. As it appears and goes. So that's bonus action.
And then movement 30 feet towards, diving under the water, 30 feet towards.
Okay, so we established that you were around about, was it 200 feet, I said?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So movement, did you say 30 feet swim speed for crocodiles? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Wait. Double check. It might be more with swim.
No, it's 30 feet. I checked this because I was trying to decide if a crocodile or shark would be better.
Oh, cool. Yeah. You've seen a shark somehow? I don't know if you.
Dogfish.
I don't think you'd actually know. That kind of limits your ability a little bit. Yeah.
You
would.
No, sure.
Yeah, you wouldn't know
there
what a
are
shark is.
such mini sharks as like dogfish, which are just like little
It's more the case of how isolated Davy was. Davy was very. Anyway, we're getting off track. You dive in, and you go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You do have your eyes at night as well, so you will see this bag sort of wiggling, but dipping lower. What was your initiative, Bakor? So you 20. Okay. Cool. What do you want to do?
I'm going to. I don't know what we don't know what Davy's doing, right? We don't know what she jumped in the water for.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
But I did
David
see
didn't
them jump into the
anything.
water, so I snap out of it, and I just have this fear of like the water. So I decided to cast Fairy Fire near where the boat is.
Okay. What's the
that
distance
way
on that?
It
Just so I know.
only highlights items. It also highlights any creatures in the area.
Okay. Let me know what the distance on Fairy Fire is. So how far away can you cast it? Because that's very important.
Range of 60 feet.
So you'd have to
I
get.
guess we're on 200 feet away, right?
Yeah, you have to get closer.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
what you could do, you could row the boat and get as close as you can before you can cast it. It will take an action to do that, and that would be an athletics check on this. If you want to go like that, and then on the next round.
Yeah, sure, we could do that then.
Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry. I said that it was going to be. I do apologize, Bakor, because it would have actually been Davey had that go, and then they reacted. That's fine. You know what? It's fine. It kind of works out. So Davey did it. You reacted. So are you going to make an athletics check to see if you can row the boat a bit
so
quicker?
just say I roll the boat towards where Davey is.
Yeah. So you just push and push and push. Roll me an athletics check real quick.
9.
9. Maybe it's the idea of this fear of water, what popped into your mind, and then you see something that is kind of enacting what you envisioned earlier. Just actually want to see it. So maybe you definitely heard the splash at least, and then you see Davey jump in. So that might have triggered it a little bit. So we're gonna say that with this you'd be. Let's push it to like 150 feet away right now.
Sure.
Okay. Let's just push it like that.
Yeah.
All right. So then it goes. Yeah. Davey, you see that this bag starts to descend further and further. All right. Then Lynn, you see because starting to mow down a little bit. You see, you just saw Davey take off and then transform into a weird beastie crocodile and straight into the water.
Yeah, Lynn's not really gonna know what's happened, so he's just gonna follow suit and help Core row the boat closer.
Sure, roll me an athletics check and we'll see if together you would have pushed it a bit further.
What's my athletic? Oh Jesus!
Oh, guidance.
Holy shit, that's actually not that bad.
I'll let you cast guidance at this point because
I rolled a 19, but it is -1, so 18.
Get a guidance on top of that as well, though.
All right.
Because we're using initiative just to indicate like who would be going next, but it's not combat, so don't worry too much.
It's not combat, right?
Yeah, it's not really that,
right.
so it's fine, honestly.
That still would have been a 19. I rolled the same one.
Okay, oh no, you add to it. So,
add to it?
Yeah, D4.
What do I add?
Add a D4.
Oh, a D4.
Yeah. It's a good thing I listened out to what you said.
Oh, yeah, full 19.
Okay, so...
I'm not doing well in these rolls.
You're fine. I'll say then, with you both together, let's say you are 100 feet away then. Let's just say that you use each other's and just started mowing down as this went on. Top of the round, Davey, you are a crocodile.
60 feet closer.
6 feet closer, okay. You're getting there, and as you're getting closer, it's starting to descend a little bit more. Bakor, you're next.
I guess we're not close enough yet, still, right?
Not yet.
Roll some more.
Yeah, all right. Roll me one more athletics check.
19.
19. Davey, Lynn, I'm assuming you're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, they're gonna try and look to see if they can just keep track of Davey at the same time. So just like helping as much as they can, but keeping an eye out to make sure that Davey doesn't dive too deep.
This will be a perception check, but it will be at disadvantage because even though you have eyes at night,
Because I am focusing.
Yeah, you're looking in the water, and obviously when you look through water, it's slightly displaced from top into the water. So disadvantage on your perception check.
So roll athletics and then roll perception.
Sure, why not? Why not?
14 on athletics.
Okay.
And no. 9.
That's fine. You're more focused on helping Bakor right now anyway, so that's fine. Bakor, did you roll an athletics check? Sorry.
Yeah, I rolled 19.
Okay, good. So I would say you would be in rowing the boat, and again, this is like 6 seconds at least. So we will put you. We said 100 feet then, didn't we? So we'd say we're around about 50 feet away from the boat itself. And again, you two will easily see this guy in the boat, and as he's dropped it, it's weird. Like, as Davey sort of blinked away from you and in front of it and dived, you see this man sort of calmly just stand up, walk over to his fishing rod, and sit down. And hold on. On its count, the body bag goes a little bit further. Okay. Davey.
Another 60 feet.
All right. I believe if we worked out the maths right, you're kind of there. So we're just going to say you're there.
I'd be 180 feet at this point. Just keeping track.
Oh, you'll be 180 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you're dived in. Okay, cool, good. Next
But
bit.
yeah, I'm going at a diagonal, so I can.
Sure. That's fine. Do me a favor. No, you got swim speed. You're fine. You don't have to roll anything. Good. Last bit. Lint, Bakor, we're just going to say you tell me what you two do. And this will be at the same time as this falling down.
Sure. So Davey's just really chasing the bag, so I just yell out, like, what it was in the bag to the guy who threw it in.
He does not respond. He just stares at kind of the fishing rod.
Cast Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth? Okay. I believe, and is it placed on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Charisma saving throw, I believe.
Yep, you need a 15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man. Natural 20.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm sorry.
Every time I try Zone of
I
Truth.
know. Zone of Truth.
More like Zone of Fail.
And as you cast it, you know that he succeeded. And it's almost like at this moment in time, there's not even a mind to connect to even grasp any truth from them. And they're just staring down. Lynn?
Let's try and just get a scope of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Of what's exactly is going on, because he doesn't really want to attack anything. He just wants to make sure that Davey gets time.
Yeah.
So I dive back down.
Again, you just see this this person. It's weird. It's kind of like just minding his own business. Just not trying to stop you. Not trying to. Hasn't actually acknowledged you yet until even Bakor calling out stuff. No response from anything.
Yeah, he's just gonna hold steady and just kind of say to Bakor, wait until Debbie comes back up. Let's focus to make sure that she doesn't go too far down.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of which, Davey, how are we doing?
At 240 feet now.
240 feet. So how close are you now? How close are you there? When can you get them? Is it next round? Is it next round?
Pythagoras.
Oh,
theorem.
fuck that. I'm going to say with all of those actions and stuff, I'm going to say you are getting right up to them now. So you had to use your action and movement to get there, but you are definitely, they are right there in front of you because, nah, dude, you're there. Okay, so Davey is, you wouldn't know exactly what's going on, obviously, you two, but Davey is down there. Right, you two, what are you doing?
Just keep an eye on the water and the guy at the same time.
Yep. That's if that's all you want to do, that's totally fine.
I'm gonna do something.
Yep.
Since this feels, you know what? Fuck it.
Let's go.
Ben's gonna look at the guy, wonder what his deal is, and is gonna cast True Strike.
Okay.
just to get some inside knowledge as to like what his defenses are.
Okay.
To see like if he's got anything that's going on.
Okay. Mechanically speaking, obviously it's not what we want. We're going to do a bit more flavorful. I need you to roll just an insight check on that then. I'll give you advantage on it for this moment.
All right. Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Oh my god.
On insight as well. Hang on, what's the full? Yeah, 24. I thought it would be big, but nah.
The insight of a person dropping something into the water that you did not see what was dropped. So what you saw from your point of view is, yeah, this is an interesting one because without context, it's difficult. It comes across like this person did something to get a result. In this weird insight that you're doing with True Strike.
Because fuck you for insulting me last time.
Fucking awful spell, but I want to make it work.
I will use it every opportunity I have now just to spite you.
Sure. There's this feeling that the reason why he is in a kind of trance right now is that he is desperate to finally make a catch, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to do it, to get it.
Okay.
Fucking True Strike.
I would just lean forward to Cor and say, as soon as Dabby gets out, we need to get the fuck out of here.
That sounds good to me.
All right. Davey, you swim. Oh, sorry, Bakor, is there anything you wanted to do?
No.
Cool, just making sure. Davey, you swim, and you see this bag that is wrapped in just tattered cloth, and it's bounded. What do you do?
Very gently pick it up with my very big mouth and start swim back up.
Okay, so we'll say that after a couple of seconds, you do see that Davy breaches the surface with this, and now you two can see what was dropped. Very clearly a body bag of sort, small, the size of a child, or obviously a shorter species. Maybe the first thing is a child what pops into your head though. And yeah, Davey, what do you do? You tell me. So we're at initiative right now, but I will say this. The bag is not moving as much.
Dave will just sort of go up to the boat and sort of like grab onto the tiny little legs and deposit the bag onto the boat, and then sort of move Baka a little bit with her snout and then like gesture at the bag.
So I'll open the bag. You see what's in there.
You'll need a knife. I'm assuming you have a knife.
Then takes out a dagger and passes it to Baka.
Okay. So you and you quickly bing, 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 with all the ties, if you would, and it's revealed an unconscious girl.
So Baka's gonna put his hand to her chest and cast Word of Healing.
Word of Healing. Healing word. Yeah. Let me have just a quick look. Yeah, that's an automatic success. So you cast Healing Word, and you see that as you cast this healing aura, and it kind of just leaves. It's like as you're on this lake and becomes cold, the fog from your mouth, your beak, sort of sparkle goes into her mouth, down her throat, and pulls water out of her lungs as she and she's just lying in this boat looking at you right now.
We need to get to the shore.
I think it's a good idea.
Davey's
Away from
gonna.
this man on this boat.
It seems he's fishing for something big. We need to get out of the way of whatever the fuck he is trying to get.
Davey's gonna dive back into the water over to where he's fishing and pull like the fishing line, trying to pull him into the water.
Make me a strength check. And you have let yourself be known. Ooh, let's have a look what he does. Tell me what we got.
10.
10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 plus 2.
He rolled an 8 plus 3.
Wait, I get the crocodile strength stats, right?
Yeah, of course. If you're still there, yeah. Man, a giant crocodile just and
It's a regular crocodile.
Oh, it is a regular crocodile, right? Yeah, that's fair. Let me just double check a couple of things. Okay, so I think that moment shakes this man a little bit, and he sort of drops out of his trance and turns to you three, and backs away from you, Davey, because you are a crocodile, and sort of with his foot, this is where the roll would come in. He sort of kicks your snout a little and just pushes you back off the boat, and he looks at you two at least, and goes, "What have you done?
What have you done?
How can I get a catch now? And he turns and starts to row his boat as fast as he can away from you lot.
Can I try to bite him?
You want to bite him? You can
bite him.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Cole, we need to start rowing. We need to go back to the shore as quick as possible.
If you say so, let's go.
22.
22 definitely hits. So as you two are rowing away, you see Davey start to chomp on this person.
6 points of piercing damage, and he has to roll a and he's grappled. The target is grappled until this grapple, and then the target's just grappled. The target is restrained, and the crocodile can't bite another target.
You see that this man starts to, as you bite down on him and the blood starts to come out, he starts to shout the name Mother Night. Mother Night, how have you betrayed me? I am doing this for you. You promised me I can get a catch if I just do this for you.
That was my attack. With my movement, I would like to move into the water.
All right. So as you dive in, oh, that's so interesting. Okay, we'll come back onto that in a second. Bakor and Lynn, you will see the. Are you going back to like the boathouse area, basically? Is that your plan?
Closest piece of land, technically, to us.
So it would be still there, I believe, because you took the shortest path to get there. So yeah, you will row this boat, and as this girl is catching her breath, ooh, hang on. Yeah, you're good. She will look at you both and start to go, "Thank you so much. I'm so cold. I am Arabella. I don't know what happened before this. I just want to go home. I just want to go to home. Please take me home." just saying that to you two.
Yep. Lent's just
Where
focused
is
on
home,
trying to
I guess.
row.
It's
You can roll while talking, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. We're this is roleplay right now. We're all good. I need to go back to my encampment. I am one of the you call us, and we call ourselves Vistani. It is very close to the town of Valaki. Please take us there. And Dro, no, Dro!
In the panic.
In the panic.
It was too much for him to bear.
Oh, Joe's like, oh no. In here. Have I got an I swear I had an emergency screen. Oh, it green screened. What does that mean?
Oh no.
Oh
He's
my
had this
god.
before.
Yeah. Let me have a look. Let me think.
Technical difficulties.
How dare your PC break? Okay, I'm just gonna reposition real quick before Mr. Dro comes back in. Well, while that's happening, let's go back to where Davey's doing. Davey, I believe it is an action to escape a grapple or restrain.
Yep, they should currently be 15 feet in the water since I'm at half movement.
Fair. What's the DC?
12.
12? No, dude, that's a 5 if fail. So they are restrained, bleeding, and you see that they are gritting their teeth. They're not going to be speaking underwater. They understand that they are underwater and need to hold their breath while still fighting that. What do you do?
I'm going to use my action and my movement to go another 30 feet down.
Fuck.
Oh,
All right.
I know exactly what you're doing. There's
Okay.
a certain level of pressure.
Now, I believe there's a certain level of pressure.
Mm.
No, we can't.
Actually, I will go diagonally so I get him away from his boat, but
Oh,
also
that's
further
smart.
down.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fucking topical. Oh no. I'm gonna roll one more to see what happens. He rolled a natural 13. What's your DC?
He's out. DC 12.
He will come out of the grasp, and again desperately hits and starts to like swim away from you. Now he does leave your range.
That's true. He also has half movement in the water and sees some sort of aquatic thing. All right, opportunity attack, a bite. That's all I got.
Yep, and you can grapple him again.
15.
That hits, yes.
All right. That
Restrained
is
again.
5 points of piercing damage, and he's grappled.
So, let's resolve this issue. Okay. Is your goal to kill him?
Yes.
Then I would like you as the player to describe how you kill this NPC.
It's literally what Davey was doing before, which is just dragging the person further and further underground and just waiting until they can no longer hold their breath. The moment that they try to inhale, Davey lets go, swims back up.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's so dark. So there's this moment where Davey, you are biting down on this man, and your eyes meet his gaze as the life starts to leave him. You see a deep sadness. And a question in his mind. Of a, what have I done? Final air leaves,
For flavor, technically I can't cast Druidcraft as a crocodile,
Sure.
but little mushrooms begin to sprout
Mm-hmm,
as he falls further into the sea.
Yeah. And as you sort of swim away, his body just starts to descend into the depths. And maybe this was a vision that Bakor saw. Maybe. You swim. And I'm going to say, for the sake of, oh my god, they're here. Hey. How dare you have no control of your PC?
Sorry.
No.
Continue.
No, you're fine. So, to catch you up, even though you know, David murdered a guy.
Yeah.
David
just killed a man.
Just killed a guy. So, we're going to fast forward a little tiny bit where you are all back at the abandoned boathouse. Davey, you breach the surface as you land on the shore. Irina pulls her weapon out and points it at you like, fuck off, I've had a terrible night. And she's trying to point it at you, Davey, as you two arrive at the boat.
Davey turns back into a person and then spits out blood. It's just me.
Shink, and puts her weapon away. Lint and Bakor, you arrive at the kind of beach area of this lake with Arabella in tow. You see that she's still weak, still cold, eyes the fire, the campfire, which Irina put together. Hey, there you go. Took a little bit longer because someone stole the sticks. And you sit down with her as she recovers from this event. As she spends some time contemplating what happened and articulating the memories that she had before this traumatic event of hers, you spend some time just breathing and maybe having a reminder that this land, this place you're in, for people who are not strong of will, it can warp. And it's a sense that it likes to warp the minds of people who reside in this location. You think to yourself, how many more people are going to be like this? How many people in these lands are warped? How many of these people are just trying to survive? And how many people enjoy it? Irina will look at you all and go, well, I see we have accomplished something else. We'll explain it on the way, little darling. Let's get to Vallaki, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that you take a short rest at this moment, by the way. And as you make your way to Vallaki and you slowly approach this town. It was said that Vallaki... Oh, go, please, go.
Sorry, not to stall Vallaki any longer, but as we're taking...
You go back to the cliff, right?
Taking our... Yep. No, as we're taking our short rest, Davey will survive.
Oh, please.
I've never drowned someone before.
This is a first time for everything, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Proud of you, Davey. Got a little pat on the back.
Thanks.
Dear God.
If he needed a body in the water in order to catch something, he should have just gone in the water.
Yeah, no need to sacrifice somebody who was most certainly not willing and not worthy of it.
Couldn't agree more.
Vallaki approaches. And you are approaching or arriving at Vallaki at night. So you notice a couple of things. One, it was said that Vallaki is heavily fortified. And the moment you can actually see, they aren't kidding. The walls themselves are almost just huge trees that have been carved at the top to become pikes, if you would, or in a sense stakes. You notice that at the top of these are guards patrolling the top. You see lanterns moving around. And as you get closer, you see there are gates. Gates are closed. And the moment you get close enough to be seen, you are met with long pikes through the slips of these gates, pointing at you with 2 guards. And all they say is, halt. And we'll pick that up next week. You have Vallaki! Let's go!
You mean?
Yeah.
We get killed at the gates.
You arrive at Vallaki, you saved Arabella. You are level 5 now. So there you go. Goss, enjoy leveling up. I was kind of sad about Goss not being here because I know Rain would be all over this diving into water and stuff.
Yeah.
But well, I hope there'll be moments in the next session for you, Dave, for Rain. But you still level up because you're still part of the party, and that's the most important thing. So we'll discuss your levels and if you want to do any more multiclassing, if you just want to stick to your stuff. Level 5, for those who don't know, is where the next tier of play starts to happen. Levels 1 to 4 is the early stage of a campaign. 5, I believe, to 8, I think it is, or maybe 9 is the second stage. So things are going to get tougher, but different things are available to you lot now. And wonderful is kindergarten. That's very true. It's baby levels. So yeah, 5 is a good place to be, and I'm very excited to explore Vallaki with all of you. But again, you've already saved Arabella, which is wonderful. Again, if the Eyes of Night did not happen, Arabella would have been closer to the bottom of this lake, and it would have been a case of not she would have drowned for sure, and then it would have been a case of what you're going to do about it. So yeah, there you go. So well done. Eyes of Night came in clutch then, y'all.
Good job, Cole.
Very, very good. But yeah, that's it, y'all. So thank you so much. Please make sure if you have been enjoying this, make sure you're checking us out on YouTube. I do post these VODs there. I believe Goss is starting to do some clip work, I think, with some of that stuff. I don't know exactly, but I get no pressure either way. Please make sure you're using the Pally command so that you can help pay the artists as well. And what else? You can catch everyone on social medias as well. Toku's Magpie sort of taking a step back a little bit. Are you still, Soph?
I'm recovering.
You're recovering. A little mental break from social
I'll see
media.
where I'm at.
But they're an incredible artist and everyone should commission them. So please make sure you do that. We have Rosewater Fish, who is on social media and all that. Please make sure you check them out as well. And Hydro Official on Twitter as well. And me, my name's David. My God, my name is David, but my actual name on here is Whiskey Streams. But yeah, we'll pick this story up next Sunday. And yeah, is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Just well done. I'm glad you saved them. And let's see what domino effects are happening now. Because you just murdered an NPC and a resident of Valaki. So we're going to see what happens.
Nobody saw who did it.
Drown on a lake.
Try to drown a child.
No drunk fishing, it happens. Shit happens in Barovia, yo.
It was a crocodile. There's crocodiles.
There's in this lake there are crocodiles.
Infestation.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye.